There we go. Hi, Miss Amy.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. I did lie to you just before we started recording, didn't I? I said I was wonderful, and then I owned up to that. Then I am exhausted out of my mind. But I'm on the building phase of my career. So I told my husband when I joined eXp that I'm going to be working like a mad woman for 3 years, and this is my third year. And I wasn't lying. I don't think you can do this speed with this much force for much longer than 3 years. So I'm looking forward to taking some Mondays and Fridays off here soon. But thank you so much for being here with us today. I wanted to do these interviews because I think it's very different when a broker brings their brokerage over to eXp than when an individual agent comes over. I think when you have your own brand and you have your own ways of how you conduct business, it's a much harder and it's a much meaningful decision that someone makes. So can I start with, let's introduce you and who you are and how you even got into real estate. I remember our initial conversation when you said that you were an accidental broker.
I am.
So why don't we start with that? So tell the world who you are. It does just not have to be formal. Imagine you and me are sitting at a bar sipping on something, not coffee right now. And what would you say that you are, and how did you get into this real estate thing?
Well, my name is Amy Mitchell, and I live in Southeast Florida. And my main area stomping ground is my Homestead, Miami area. Our business kind of spans anywhere from the Upper Keys to the Miami, sometimes seeping into the Broward County line. I'm a very busy mom of three, and I started my business in real estate a little over 19 years ago. I was working part-time, just trying to slowly get into real estate while I was, I had the real job. And so it was quite an accomplishment to jump and make it my full-time job. So now it's like a job and a half, right? So my business over the years, I've learned one of the most interesting things as a young adult is coming back to the town where you grew up and starting to do business with the parents and the grandparents of people that you knew in school and what have you. And I found that real estate could be done better. And as real estate has progressed over the years, I find it's even more important that real estate be done the right way to the benefit of the consumer. And so that's kind of my platform for business, to do good business and do what is in the best interest of the customer and not myself. I am customer satisfaction driven, not paycheck driven. And so that's kind of how I base my business here.
That's awesome. And you do an amazing job with that though. And you do an amazing job with social media. I actually got to meet a lot of your agent. I got to be in your office, which I thought was really hot down there. But yesterday, seeing your story at 106 degrees, thank God that I saw you in February, because I don't know if I could live through 106 degrees. So let's walk through, like, how did you get from being a single agent to now technically owning your own brokerage?
So like I told you, I was an accidental broker. I started at the family business. So that's how I got into it. My aunt was a broker at a real estate company that started in 1980 when interest rates were 18 and 20%. Can you imagine starting a real estate business at that point? And so I started about 19 years ago, and I thought I was going to get a mentor. I thought she was going to help me. It's not how it went down. But
my first client, I showed them houses. First of all, I didn't know how to freaking open a lockbox. And then I figured that out. I showed them the house and they were like, oh my gosh, we love it. We want to make an offer. And I was like,
what do I do?
What a great idea. But what the heck do we make an offer? Because we never even learned contracts. Like I remember, like, it's like, oh, there you go. Here's your license. Go do surgery, brain surgery. There you go, without ever practicing.
Yeah, so that's kind of been like the basis of my broker time, is been really focused on like, hey, congratulations, you got your real estate license. You're like, they taught you how to stay out of jail. Now what? And so we try to teach our agents the right way from the very beginning on how to get through a transaction, whether it just got flung on their lap, like you just explained, or they kind of knew what to do before it happened. But yeah, I was part-time, and I
never got that mentor, I'm assuming.
What's that?
Did you ever get that mentor you were searching for?
I got a mentor, but that person didn't ever teach me why. They only taught me, do this, do this, do this. And I wanted to know why. And there were times where I had embarrassing moments where other brokers would call me and say, why did you do this? Like, I'm like, I don't know, because the lady next to me that sells a lot of real estate told me to. And that, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
But that experience, every experience, that you have, we're always, I think our entire life, we're always in training. At least that's how I think about it.
Yeah.
And
not
so
even nowadays, like for me, 11 years in, I still learn something new with every transaction. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
absolutely.
And you know what I learned last week? 11 years in. One of my agents just did a appraisal training, like kind of like not appraisal. She's not going to be an appraiser, but she's going to learn how to assess homes, I guess, like an appraiser would. All this time I thought a bedroom had to have a closet, a built-in closet and a window. No. As long as the room has at least 90 square feet, it does not have to have a closet, it just have to have a window.
I've never heard that. I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Seriously, 11 years. I was like, no, you know how many, houses I made them put closets in? So
yes.
we can call it an extra bedroom.
Yes.
11 years in, just learned something new.
Well, you just taught me something new too. So thank you.
There you go. As long as it's 9 square feet, it does not have to have a closet. I was like, really? Where were you 11 years ago? So I agree with you. Every day I learn something new.
Every day.
I love
if you stop learning, you will stop earning.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, do you remember 11 years ago, 19 years ago for you, I used to fax offers, and that was just yesterday. Now I don't even know if I know anyone who has a fax machine. You do?
It's the most
driving all the way to Homestead from here to fax.
That's okay, but listen, it's a secured method of transferring documents still.
It is, yeah. So tell me, continue. As you can hear, we are doing construction in our home. We decided to renovate our Michigan house while we are building one in Florida. So might as well just do it all at once, So
why not?
In the background, I apologize. So let's get into it. So you started that, you got a mentor.
I got a mentor.
I did go from that to broker owner.
Well, I felt at one point at my family brokerage, I had hit the ceiling, and I wanted to grow, and I didn't feel like, unfortunately, my family business was able to help me grow. So I left the family business, which was extremely difficult, emotionally difficult. And at the time I had my reasons. So I went to another brokerage, and because I thought they're going to help me grow, and they did help me learn some things. What I didn't know was that right before I jumped over, after I jumped over to the other company, I found out I was pregnant with twins, and then that made my why like, oh, I get it now. So I really need to learn how to grow my business now, and I need to delegate, which was one of my biggest problems, delegating. Still a problem. But while I was at that other company, I learned what I needed to do, and I learned what not to do. And it helped me transfer back over to the family business when the family was ready to retire. I didn't want to take over the business. I just wanted to come back and help them with all of the things that I had learned how to do. And of course, my obligation was to my family. They needed help. But that's how I kind of accidentally became a broker, and they're like, listen, we don't want to move forward with you. Like, peace out. We're leaving. Buy us out, or we'll sell to somebody else.
What year was this?
2018.
Okay, so from 2018, fast forward 2021, when you and me started talking, what even made you start thinking about the idea of eXp?
Well, I think one of the reasons why I was a good broker for the time that I held the crown of broker was I never forgot what it was like to be an agent. And I was a competing broker. So I feel like being boots on the ground, like I'm in the trenches with my agents every single day. And I know what they're experiencing. And so I know how to help them. I felt like it was one of the best ways for me to be able to be relevant. But at the same time too, as a broker, you now have to not only worry about your own business, you have to worry about your agents that you're working with you, their business, and how to help them grow and do more. And so I really enjoyed teaching them. That was an aspect of my business that I didn't even know I would like, or there was an option for me to help coach and mentor other agents. So that was a win. But to stay relevant and to stay, you know, with the best technology and the best systems and the best tools, it costs a lot of money to have those things as a boutique brokerage and then not compromise. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want to be obligated to a title company, a lender, or an inspection company, insurance company, like to help me pay the bills. I wanted to work with people that I wanted to work with because they owed me 5-star service every single day, not because that's how I was getting my paycheck, you know, that sort of thing. So it was up to us, to me, to pay for systems and tools and things like that to keep my agents at the top of their game. And that costs a lot of money. So that was one of the things. It's like, and I don't want to be, this is going to sound weird, and I don't mean it in this way, but I think the best way to say it is, I want to be in a room with people who know a lot more than me. I want to be in a room with people that I like to learn from people's bad experiences. I don't want to have my own bad experiences. So I like to learn. And I think that, you know, like I said before,
I outgrown my old brokerage, and I looked at this opportunity here, then I was Nemo with a room full of sharks. And I love that, because the potential to grow is so much better when you are, you know, when you're surrounded with the best locally. Those are the best locally, but there's, imagine the best nationally and the best internationally. That's a whole different ball game. So if you're already hanging out with the best locally, then what?
Right. And that's nothing. That's like, it's a little pond, you know what I mean? And I want to have resources. I want to know people and have resources for not just myself, but the agents that I'm, you know, I'm helping. So that's a big draw, you know? And so seeing all of the tools and systems and things that come along with this brokerage, but then to have the extra earning opportunities and to own a piece of the business. I mean, I owned the whole business 100%, but at the same time, again, knowing what it's like to be an agent and never forgetting that, I can't offer that to my agents. It's, you know, and to be, I want to be relevant. I want to be competitive. What I want for them.
Yeah, when I was actually going to for my broker's license when I was presented with the idea of eXp, and I was still going back and forth because I'm like, I just want to have my cute little brand. Like, I just want to have my cute little Gogo's real estate, and you know, how awesome would it be? And then I realized, I don't remember who asked me this question, but someone asked me the question, how are you going to compete?
That's it.
I was like, oh.
And
that's give them retirement plans and passive income through revenue. How am I going to give her cap back? Really? I'm going to give you cap. How am I going to? You can't sustain the business. It's not sustainable. And then, you know, I think Ford says is, then I'd rather have 100 people's effort than 100% of mine. 1% of 100 people than 100% of mine. And the same thing, it's like I can still do everything that I wanted to do here, but now I get to grow nationally and internationally, hundreds and thousands of agents that I rather have a cute little percentage of everybody's effort than have 100% of mine. And being tied to location, that's the other thing that it removes from your plate and mine. You're not tied to location.
Exactly. That was also attractive to me. I'm not exactly looking to go and do real estate in another state, but I do vacation in a couple of states pretty regularly. And I have family there with real estate, and I would love to get involved and not have to switch brokerages to do business. It just complicates things, and it just simplifies the opportunity if I choose to use it. I love opportunities. There's tons of them here.
Yeah, so at eXp, if anyone who's watching this doesn't know this, at eXp, you can have multiple state licenses and only one cap and one cut. So you could have a license in Florida and one in Michigan, and you only have 116,000 cap. So both of the transactions in either state, you do the transactions and go towards that one cap. And also, if you're a husband and wife team, you're considered as one person. So that's huge for agents that are both licensed to come over to eXp. Now, both of their transactions go towards one, which takes me to the next thing that allows them to icon faster. And you told me just before this presentation, so iconing was a big reason for you to want to come over. So can you tell us what that is and why?
Yeah, well, even at our brokerage, you know, it was one of the stereotypical older models. You know, I can't offer anybody's money back ever. Like it's not even an option, right? And so again, that was something that I would, if I were an agent working for another broker, that's definitely something that I would be interested in. So iconing is like I actually have like a goal now. Like my goals have been for other people, and so now I have my own goal, and I'm super excited about that. And yes, I'd love to icon. I'd love to do all, the business that I normally generate, and be able to get my cap back in stock. That's amazing. It's in my mind, I see that as like, so take your 100% brokerage and whatever. I can make more than 100%. Give me a company. Absolutely. Like it's a no brainer for me, and they may not resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah, all of your agents that you were taking away from in the past, if you look at it that way, you had to sustain a company. Now they have the opportunity to earn a cap. Now you can give their cap back, which you've never been able to offer. So it's better for them. It's better for you. It's a better decision overall. It's not an easy decision though. So coming over from your privately owned brokerage, what kind of hurdles did you have to go through that you necessarily didn't think of it? I know you mentioned one, your license reduction.
Oh my gosh. I will tell you that was unexpectedly a little mini nightmare. It was.
Same here. That was a lesson learned for both of us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I had known it was going to be that long and that painful, I think I would have done things a little bit differently.
Yeah. Let's explain to everybody who's watching here what that even meant and why you had to do that.
Well, when you own a brokerage, you have to have somebody, while you're still working with agents, they're closing out files, and basically those people can't get paid unless they close, and the brokerage can't be open, and people can't get paid without an active broker. So what we decided to do, we were in a situation with our agents where we couldn't just shut down. So what we decided to do was to take another broker and push them up to qualifying broker, and then downgrade my license to broker associate so that I could laterally switch over to eXp. So that was a process. The paperwork with the state was a little bit more than we expected. There was, they didn't keep up with it. They couldn't remember what they had or they didn't have because we kept going back and forth. But, so that part of it was painful. It shouldn't have been, but we thought we had done the right thing because you can't just leave a brokerage without a broker, So
agents have to close out their transaction. They slowly transitioning. Right. So in this case, watching this, Amy signed what's called an LOI, a letter of intent. So she showed her interest in the company, but she couldn't leave because if she leaves right away, then all her agents are without a broker. So it's a kind of a transition where she gets her position in the company, and then agents individual, as they're closing out their transactions, coming over. And when the last agent comes over, then Amy can join. Well, we had a second option where if Amy was to reduce her broker license and replace her position with somebody else, then she could come over in the meantime, not have to wait for everybody to close out their transaction. So we opted in for option number 2, which ended up taking us just in a roundabout way.
Well, one of my qualities, I guess you could say my best and worst quality is honesty, and I don't like to keep secrets. So once I had, in my mind, I had made that decision and it felt good, I couldn't keep it a secret anymore. So I had to tell my agents. And when I did, instead of there being a nice slow transition, they were all like, I'm in. And they jumped over, they jumped overboard. And I was like, wait a minute. We weren't really expecting that. So, that was good. But at the same time, it kind of,
Yeah, that's what Dwayne tells me sometimes, like, how do you even have friends? He's like, I don't understand. How do you have friends? Because I'm so honest, like it comes right out. And I'm like, sorry, I probably should have not said that. Well, if you don't want to know the truth, how those jeans look on your behind, then don't ask me. I'm not gonna, like, what am I supposed to do? Lie to my friend's face? Like, that's better than saying the truth? No, I'm gonna tell the truth. Yeah. I'm as honest as it comes. So you found your match. So I'm so excited, and I'm very honored to call you my business partner. I got the opportunity to come down there and see your office and see your people. You have created an amazing community for yourself. So now I'm excited even furthermore because you get to keep that community on a different level. So how many of your agents all came over?
I think we're looking at 17 that have come over so far. We have a couple that are lingering, but they're working on some things, trying to jump over. And then I have 7 currently on my own personal team. So some of the agents that jumped over, actually a lot of them jumped over as solo agents. So I'm kind of secretly hoping that they icon this year, or not icon, but at least cap. You know, some of them, last year was kind of rough for some of them. So we're hoping that this year is better.
So we
And,
are doing an icon program in Team Gogo every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So now we have 7 or 8 icons in Team Gogo, and they are going to take rotation. And every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we are going to have an icon program training. So any of the agents that want to, like, that's their main focus is production and how to icon. Tell your agents better be there every Tuesday at 1 starting on the 18th. So from the 18th on, every Tuesday, 1 o'clock, it's icon training. So anything they possibly need to know directly from the icons of how they got there to where they at, it's going to be an awesome series. So I'm very excited. So then you took, so many of them were solid agents. So they were good to be on their own. So they decided to come over as an individual agent. You are still their sponsor. They're still in your office. Everything is the same. Now they're directly under the umbrella of eXp. But then 7 of them decided, well, you decided to start a team, and 7 of them decided to opt in for the team portion. Right. So that's awesome. And then are you planning on growing this further out of Homestead?
I would love to, because it took me so long to get my license switched over. Like, I'm just digging into all the good stuff here. So I'm trying to, reorganize my schedule and try to fit in trainings and, and the business, and train the team members on how I like to do business. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to having a super productive year. Looking forward to sharing wins with the newer agents that are on my team. They're already starting to have some great wins already that we're sharing. We had a little celebration in here yesterday.
You posted somebody had her first listing.
Yep, one of our brand new agents. And let me tell you, she scored a deal for 7 something in the Keys, in the Upper Keys, which is a market very close to us and we service. And she's super excited. So we had, Cinco de Mayo and a little margaritas here in the office midday. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for her. So that means you'll get $400 worth of stocks.
Yeah. So I'm not actually thinking about that, but I should. Thank you for reminding me. I'm kind of more excited that it's like, when you have your kid and they walk for the first time.
They get $200 worth of stocks too. Like, everybody gets stocks. Like, we all celebrate. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't even think she's thought about that yet.
The first transaction every year, $200 worth of stocks for the agent who's doing the transaction, and to the sponsor who brought them to the company, $400 worth of stocks. So you love it because you're like, oh my gosh, you're doing your first transaction, and oh my gosh, I'm getting stocks, and it's good for everybody. So let me help you so you can get through to it, so you can close and you can make a commission. And you know what I mean? So it's just so exciting all the way around. Like, this company just gives. You get hit like from every angle.
Like bonus.
It's bonus. And on top of it, revenue share. And on top of it, you can earn your cap back. Like
bonus.
How much better can it get? So, I feel like a lot of broker owners, especially privately owned brokerages, are running into this brick wall of, why would I bring my brokerage over? Why would I lose my brand under the umbrella of a larger brokerage? How did you get over that? Or was that ever an issue for you?
No, at the point that I was ready to make a change, I was over that. The whole reason that I came in to being a broker was because I was hell-bent on saving the family business and the family brand. It was really important to me to keep that going, but I can still keep that going with my team name. And I've incorporated a portion of the previous brokerage name into my personal team name, because it is, it's part of the old business, and that's important here locally. In fact, I had a customer tell me this morning, are you going to keep the Bishop name and your team name? And I said, yes, absolutely. I'm going to do that because there is brand recognition here in town. So I just merged my name with the brokerage name. And so that's our group name and our team name. And we are the Bishop Mitchell Group, formerly Bishop Realty, now the Bishop Mitchell Group. Because as we move forward in life and things are changing and what have you, like I felt like it was kind of important, to add my name to it.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So what is your goal for the first year? Well, let's start with this. What are the things that are different now, like the tools and the systems, and how is that changing your schedule? And then what are your goals like after you implement those? Like where do you want to end your first year?
Well, that's a lot of questions, but let me say this. Well, first of all, I'm relieved. I feel like a huge elephant has jumped off my shoulders, like the pressure of the constant being able to provide a loan. Now I'm part of a group, and I'd say the very first thing that I feel is help, support. I feel, and positive vibes. I'm telling you, I feel like totally refreshed. I am excited about real estate again. It's not like, oh, I have to come up with something for this or that. And now it's like my mind is constantly going. That's the bad thing. I can't stop thinking. And I can't take all of the classes that I want to take, the training. It's more training than you can ever possibly want. And I'm a training junkie. Yeah. So I'm stressed out because I can't do all of the classes that are being provided every single day. I mean, I know I can go back and watch them, but I still have to do real estate. So we're trying to find the balance of all of the opportunities for training and that we have now. And I'm super excited about getting coaching and mentoring from you. Clearly you have, you've got systems and you've got your stuff like totally worked out, and I need that. And I can't wait to start implementing that in my life so that I can be more useful and more helpful to the agents that I'm working around. But
how is your red light, green light going?
I've worked on it, but it's really hard to carry around a clipboard every day, or even just one notebook. Like I have 7 notebooks.
Yeah, this is like my little personal, I'm getting to the end of it. Clearly I need to start opening my new one. But so just everybody knows, Amy and I had a call earlier this week, and she was like, I need to start delegating things. How do I do that? I said, very simple. Do you take a DISC assessment, figure out who you are, then we'll find out who you need to hire. But in between, you're going to draw a line in the middle of a page. Red light means I can stop doing it right now because I can hire it out. Green light means I'm going to have to do this job for the rest of my life, like brushing my teeth. Dropping my kids off. I don't want a stranger drop off my kids at school. So that's my job. Social media, that's my job. That's green light. Red light is anything like load of laundry. I don't have to do that. I can easily hire it out. Showing houses. I don't have to be the one. I can easily hire it out. Doing camps. I don't have to be the one. I can easily hire it out. So when you do the red light, green light, so I asked Amy, I said, you need to do red light, green light for a straight week. So you have to walk around with a clipboard, and literally every step you take, every phone call you make, everything that you do has to be on the red light, green light. So then in the end of the week, when you finished it, in the end of the week, the red light is going to be the new job requirement for the person that you're hiring. So it's very simple. It's right there. You need to do this, and done.
It seems like it's very funny because like when you phrase it like that, you start to write things down and you're like, okay, yeah, I could delegate it. I mean, as you're doing it, you kind of know like what you can
even roll your own eyes like, oh yeah, I could delegate that.
Yeah, like I could have figured this out, but yeah, so and that's the hardest thing. I think a lot of people that have the same kind of personality that we do, like
I can do everything.
No one's ever going to do anything exactly the way you do it, and that's the biggest struggle. So you have to let it go, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, but you have to know how, you have to have a system or a procedure to work that out, because it's life,
In order to grow, we have to let go of things. And I have a very similar personality to you, and the mentality I can do anything and I can do it better than anybody else. And I also don't have the patience to train people. I was just like, just freaking figure it out. If I have to teach you how to do it, I'm just going to do it myself. Like, I don't have time for this. So I have that same mentality too. But in order to grow, we have to learn to let go. We have to learn to delegate. It's not your best time spent. I remember doing a coaching call with my coach, and I was doing laundry in the same time because I'm a mom. I can have $1,000 and run a
Multitasking.
load of laundry. And she said, well, that's an expensive load of laundry. And I said, what? And she goes, what if you took this hour and I don't know, called some people and got a new listing? How much money would you make? I'm like, average 9 grand. She goes, that's a $9,000 load of laundry. I was like, oh. Because here I'm thinking, I'm saving $20 an hour, okay? But technically losing 880. Because if I took that hour and went and got another listing, I would make 9 grand, not save 20.
Right.
So it was mind blowing, but that's because of our personality, believing we can do it all, and we can. But is it the best way of spending our time? No, it's not. So your next step is to delegate, which will free up some time for you. And then what you're going to do with that time?
Well, one of the things I need to do is like see my family, but other than that, hopefully generate more business, maybe find some more super cool agents to work with and affiliate with, whether it's here locally or globally. I'm really excited about being able to network and do business and partner with people that I ordinarily would not have access to. I mean, literally access.
Yes, yes. I'm so excited. You're coming to Dallas, correct?
Yes, I'm so excited.
That is going to, that event is going to blow your mind. I cannot wait for you to be there.
I've never done Tony Robbins before. I've done a lot of things, but I've never done that. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. Brand Go events are amazing. And this is a Brand Go event. So it's a little bit of three things. It's production. So a third is production based, a third is agent attraction based, and the third is mindset. So it'll really hit you from all angles of how to be a rockstar realtor. So it's going to be an amazing event. So I'm so excited you come in and we get to hang there. And then when we come back, you learn so much, and then you're going to tackle it and take your business. By that time, you're almost going to be 6 months in. Yeah. And then you have another 6 months to icon and grow your organization nationally and internationally.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I'm so excited. So it's truly my honor to call you my business partner. I can't wait to be able to share this with the world. I felt like it took forever. We had to hush about it.
Sorry.
I know. I'm so excited that you're here when it's official, and I cannot wait to have this a year from now and another year and another year and see where you went from having 17 agents to having 170 maybe.
Listen, and the other thing too, I can't thank you enough, especially coming down here. Like, I think that was like a big fat bonus. I know that, I don't know, I think the stars aligned, but it was really great having you here in our office so you can see, you know, us, and we could see you, that you're a real person. And we just love your energy. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I love meeting everybody. You have some really cool people. I cannot wait for the lady that lived in like 7 different countries. What is her name? She's your
Joanne. Yeah, she's dying.
I love her. She's amazing, and she's gonna do so good here with all of her international connections. And I just love her story. And many of them some of them are very young. Some of them have real jobs, as we call it, and they still do real estate on the side. And then Yaima, she's working out really good, I hear.
She is doing fantastic. We just went through 30 offers on her first listing. So she's super excited about that. She has a closing next week, her first closing next week. So we're super excited for her on that. So there's a lot of great things.
She's going to make $200 worth of stocks. So she's going to own $200 worth of eXp. So every time we close, this is an awesome part. Every time we close on a transaction, we own a little more chunk of this company. We own a little more chunk of the company. So you own a chunk of the company that you work for.
Yeah.
Like one day when I walk out on the door and I say, you know what, I'm retiring. I had enough of this. I actually have something to show for. So thank you so much for giving me your time today. Thank you so much for partnering with me. It is my absolute honor. You guys are our referring partner in Homestead, Florida. So when we sending anybody down south there, we are sending them to you, and please do the same up here in Michigan. And I can't wait to see you in the trainings, and then I can't wait to see you in Dallas.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Bye, Amy.
Bye.